Daily devotionals for December 2nd. Today's scripture will be Isaiah 6, verses 1 through 3. I'm hoping to get through this. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Every time I read that, I just think how awesome that had to be. You imagine that? Just the train of the glory of God filling the temple. You know, I think we should have a vision of that all the time. Now, I want to stop there for a minute. It's important that we realize why this vision came, or why I think it came. King Uzziah was a righteous king, and I want to look back at 2 Chronicles 26. He was a righteous king, however, he fell into pride. And this reminds me of King Saul. This is in verse 15. His fame spread far and wide, for he was marvelously helped till he became strong. See, he rose up in pride. And when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction for the transgression against the Lord his God by entering the temple of the Lord to burn incense on the altar of incense. See, he transgressed the Lord, and he was not allowed to go into the temple and to burn the incense, but he did. You know, he became proud in his own eyes, just like King Saul did. We live in a time of grace. Thank God that we do, because the population would be a lot less, okay? God delivered him to leprosy. Think about that. For many years, he lived, I forget how many years it was now, but he lived the rest of his life as a leper. Okay, so when he died, now this is when he was a righteous king, but lifted up in pride. So now Isaiah has this vision, and it's like, I think as the Lord took him home, now he has this vision. So verse 2, it says, above it, the throne, stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with the other 2 he flew. And one cried out to another and said, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. So Isaiah, I think this was just such an awesome vision that he had. And it was a time that the righteous king was taken home. He had disobeyed God. And I think, you know, it's like showing really an end of that pride, that it had departed. Okay, it was a righteous man, lifted up in pride. It had departed. And now the glory of the Lord would come. And there's holiness before the throne of God. That's what always disturbs me when I hear people saying about heaven and how, you know, there's all this, all these things taking place, you know, just ridiculous things. They don't mention the holiness of God. God is a holy God, and in his presence, even the angels are crying out, holy, holy, holy. They bow down before the Lord, and they come before him in holiness. And that's why, as we'll see, I'm going to continue this for another day or two, but, you know, there's the holiness of God, the holy fear and awe of God. You can't come into his presence without knowing and experiencing, feeling that awe, that presence, that power of God. You are undone, okay? We'll continue with this tomorrow. Till then, be blessed.